Patience has finally paid off. I just installed something on my 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma that I have wanted for years. It's a special order part from Toyota that they don't want me to have. It's the TRD Snorkel, also known as the TRD Pro Desert Air Intake. Toyota will actually not sell you the parts unless you have a TRD Pro Tacoma, and I checked this. While the parts are available, no cut template exists, and this special fender is not available anywhere. In this video, I'll explain why I wanted the Snorkel, how I got it, and how I installed it. My name's Jason, and this is Jason Explains Things. Hey! Woo! Snorkels are divisive in the off-road community. Many people see them as overkill, dumb-looking, or pointless. There are some things that suck about having a snorkel beyond air. First off, you can completely just kiss drive-through car washes goodbye. But honestly, with my truck and the stuff I've already done to it, I said goodbye to those long ago. And sometimes in heavy snow, you have to worry about it actually collecting around the head here and plugging your intake. That would only happen if it was like very, very heavy snow. Pretty much in every other weather circumstance, having a snorkel is actually better, including heavy rain. But in that one circumstance, you have to either check this periodically and clean it out, or Toyota actually designed this to flip around backwards. Why did I want one? The movie Dante's Peak. Okay, that's a half joke, half serious. More on Dante's Peak later. The real reason, one word: dust. As you can see in tons of my videos, when I'm usually off-roading in a group with my buddies here in the Pacific Northwest, we are almost always in a thick cloud of dust. Except today, because I'm completely alone. This has led many of my friends, whether they have a Jeep, Chevy, or Land Cruiser, to add snorkels to their vehicles. A common misconception that can be partially blamed on the name itself is that snorkels are only for heroically crossing rivers while you run away from pyroclastic death clouds. And yes, they do help with water fording, but what I care about, what is the main purpose of this whole thing for me, and also honestly for Toyota, and that's why they named it a desert air intake, is moving your air intake from right here as an open hole in your wheel well all the way up to a higher, cleaner area, making your air filters last longer and stay cleaner. So how did I get my TRD Snorkel? Well, first off, the options for snorkels on 3rd gen Tacomas are getting less and less very, very quickly. So for literally years, I looked, and one day back in January, a nearly complete Toyota snorkel kit with matching fender appeared on Facebook Marketplace in Central Oregon. And I talked him down to $350. If you're randomly lucky as me and curious how to go about installing one of these, this is how I did it. Bonus points if you have a good buddy and a 9-year-old daughter helping. Before we start taking the truck apart, I'm gonna do some paint correction on this new panel. This is definitely a bonus step, but hey, you know, while we have it, might as well install stuff looking all nice and perfect, and then this will probably be the best looking panel on the truck. I did 2 stages of polishing, and then ceramic coated the panel. The used snorkel also had some issues. The head was cracked, so I'm replacing it with a new one. This is how I found out that you needed a TRD Pro VIN number to order parts, and the original foam to protect the paint was deteriorated. So I used the old foam as a template to replace it. I'll link all the tools and supplies I'm using for this project down in the description. This install is much easier with the front passenger wheel removed. One trick I saw a friend do is to lift the vehicle from the lower control arm just slightly so that the tire is off the ground. Put a jack stand in place on the frame, take the wheel off, and then lower the truck onto the jack stand. This way you can do the job on the side of the truck that you're working on without it being up high in the air. Pretty cool trick. The roof rack is going to be a big part of my install, requiring the front wind deflector to come off until later. More on that in a sec. Hey look, Nate's here. Do you approve?
Of course, every vehicle needs a snorkel.
So I'm essentially cheating a little bit, right? Because since we have the other fender, all of this is gonna be reversible. So if this doesn't work out and for some reason snorkels are lame, which is not the case, we can take this all off. The only thing that's gonna be a little bit tricky is this roof rack. This is a Prinsu roof rack made by CVI. They actually sell a version of the roof rack that is snorkel or high desert intake compatible. But essentially, I think we can figure it out because it's just going to be a little notch that we're going to have to make in this side rail here and then also in the front fairing. I think we can do it. I don't think it's going to be that bad. So what do you say we start taking stuff apart? To get this fender off, we're going to have to take this off, and then we're also going to have to take this off, at least partially, to be able to get at the bolts to take this out.
All right, so you took the 3 bolts out of the top. You just
No, we take these.
Oh, what is those? Those aren't 10 millimeters. They're probably 10 millimeter diameter.
Yeah. I also added, and I already have a shot of this from our previous video, but because this front grill can rattle a lot with my aftermarket bumper, I added 2 more wing nuts down here at the bottom. So I'll take those out. So this is a tricky thing. There's this little clip that connects this to this, and it's a little press-in thing you gotta do, and it sucks. There it is. Haha.
There was another movie that came out recently that had a snorkel. Remember that one?
No.
It was Twisters. Remember that one?
Oh, Twisters! That had an AEV, American Expedition Vehicle snorkel in it.
Strapped to the side of the roll cage thingy?
Yep. So this is popped into a little plastic channel, which is very easy to break. I actually broke it on that side, so I'm being very careful to not break it again. Did I break it? Did I break it?
It made a lot of noise.
Made a lot of noise, but it didn't break.
Oh.
Yeah. We're going to move on to removing the fender liner here, which is a combination of a couple pop fasteners, the 10 mils that we just took out, and then also these guys that I'll get a close-up of that are essentially not reusable. You just have to use a trim tool, pop it out, and replace it because they break. See, not reusable.
Wash this thing?
I did wash it.
Look at that ginormous body mount right there. You gotta trim that back. We don't got time for that.
Subscribe and maybe we'll do that next. Turns out there are clips behind our fender flare, so we're gonna have to take this off first, as you can see here.
Sounds so
Sounds so good.
Sounds so bad.
Hey!
And not a clip survived.
Nope. All the clips are broken, so we get to replace all of them.
Good thing we bought more.
Yep. So here's the bag of clips that I got, and I'll link these down in the description if you're following along. But I'm gonna, we got the orange and we got the blue. So I'm gonna take a photo with my cell phone so I can recreate that. So blue, orange, blue, 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 orange, blue, blue, orange. Because. I don't know why. So as you saw, there's double-sided trim tape right here. And so I have a roll of 3M, essentially the same stuff. So when we put everything back together, we're not going to have a big old fat ugly gap. Essentially, a snorkel install is mostly just fiddling around with a fender liner the whole time. That's just pretty much it,
So
I guess.
far.
So far. That was the way it was on the last one I did too. Hooray!
Hey! Now underneath that, is there another bolt?
Probably.
There it is!
1, 2. Hey, there's a hidden bolt.
Oh, I thought that you'd be like, you have to take the door off.
It's not a Chevy.
Oh! All this for a snorkel. Be worth it? Comment below!
Okay, so
Yeah, that should be
loosely, fine, right?
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Okay. This plastic trim just pops out. Come on, guys, don't be scared. Cool.
Oh, okay.
And
We're gonna go?
hey! There we go. And here's where we hit a snag. As you can see in this photograph, the snorkel kit is supposed to come with a rubber piece that connects the plastic fender tube to the stock airbox. We did not have this part. And after Googling for an hour, we found out the only way to get it is to order the entire kit. Nate and I scratched our heads. As luck would have it, I did have the TRD cold air intake rubber air horn that was actually very close to this piece. To make it work, I cut the horn part off of the air horn, ground down the nubs on the fender tube, and was able to connect the tube to the airbox with this modified piece. There we go. All right. So yeah, this tube lined up to this open hole that wasn't being used last time, so it's pretty obvious that that's where that goes. And it's going to be even more tight once we have the snorkel shoved on to this part. So I went through the extra step of adding silicone to the fender tube side to make water and dust less likely to get in. And I will likely also add a big hose clamp on the airbox side like you see on many aftermarket snorkels. This is just as watertight as any factory option, but just jankier because I'm doing it. But if anyone out there has that rubber piece and wants to send it to me, I'd gladly take it. We installed the new fender, which is reversive removal, and put the front of the truck back together. So you want to know the reason why snorkels are cool?
What's that, Jason?
Dante's Peak.
100%.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
The truck with a snorkel just drives across the river as Pierce Brosnan almost dies with the water and the mud and so forth. But the guy without a snorkel, dead. You think I want to be dead? You know how many volcanoes are around here? You need a snorkel.
We don't live too far away from them.
There's literally like two right over there.
There's all kinds of them.
If you're mounting a snorkel to a truck without a roof rack, it just uses a bracket that goes into stock mounting points. But because of my Prinsu rack, we were going to need to get drilling and cutting.
Welcome to Nate's Explains Things. So we put a few bolts in on the bottom half to basically suck it up to the fender. But then we drilled 2 holes on the top here to be able to put the snorkel top onto the rack itself because we're not using the bracket from the OEMs. And Jason drilled 2 holes and he was lucky to get it right. So we're gonna try to put this on here, but we're gonna have to add some more clearance for the snorkel head. So we're gonna put the snorkel head on here and then try to draw roughly how much we need to trim away because we know it's not gonna fit.
If you're enjoying this, please support my videos by giving this one a like and consider subscribing. I'm actually getting my Tacoma ready for a 750-mile off-road journey on the Oregon BDR this summer. Subscribe so you don't miss the lead up and the full adventure. And if you want to see my videos early, before they're publicly posted, become a channel member. Thanks guys, back to the install. Yeah, that's good. Where are you going?
Bye.
But
Bye,
Nate!
Jason. You don't need me anymore.
I do!
All right, it's about dinner time.
Thanks for helping, buddy.
Continue watching.
Bye!
You'll find out.
Thanks for your help, Nate. To wrap up the install, I notched the corner of the wind deflector, matching the depth of our cut, smoothed out all the edges, and then painted the bare metal. And eventually, the entire side of the rack so you can't see any differences in the finish. Mounting the snorkel requires 3 bolts on the fender. 2 are easy, 1 was impossible for me to reach. Luckily, my daughter Ripley's hands are much smaller than mine and she works for animal crackers. This still wasn't going to be easy. And then when I get it in place, I just need you to turn it to the right. And as long as you turned it in just like a little bit, like 3 or 4 turns, we're good and I can get it from there, okay? I'll get you this to kneel on. There you go.
Just kind of hard to turn.
This is a big part. This is like the hardest part of working on cars, just getting the bolt to go in the hole. Okay.
Got it.
You got it? I'm gonna do, yeah, okay. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do another one to make sure we're lined up properly. So I'm gonna come behind you here a little bit. Just, oh darn, okay. So, yeah, okay, I got mine. So if you can just turn it that direction, like this, just like a knob. I did the easy one, so now you get to do the hardest one.
Why?
Because, oh, you totally got it. Yeah, you got it. Oh no! It wasn't in. No, it wasn't in. It wouldn't have popped out if it was in. So I'm kind of holding it in a weird spot. And it just goes in, just like that.
Cause I can only turn it with these.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
These 2
Yep.
fingers.
Yep. Yeah, it sucks.
Okay, that should be good.
Should be good?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you got it. Yeah, you did it. Woo! Nice job. Animal crackers?
Yeah.
Okay. So, thank you for your services.
Bye.
Love you, bye. That was a stressful 25 minutes, but I couldn't have done it without you, Ripley. Let's wrap this up. For some extra protection, I used some rubber washers I had laying around in between the snorkel body and the roof rack. This should protect it long term and space it out just a little bit for extra clearance. I tightened up all the snorkel mounting bolts. Ratcheting wrenches come in very handy here, and the roof rack clearance turned out great. I reinstalled the fender liner with new black clips. I then installed new blue and orange clips and mounting tape to the fender flare and installed that. And to make this used snorkel look new, I applied Turtle Wax Graphene Acrylic Trim Restorer. This stuff is awesome at making black plastic look great and hiding scratches. And with that, we're done. One of the things I was hoping for with the new snorkel was a fun, more pronounced air intake sound like I've experienced on other vehicles with snorkels. Sometimes you can even, if you have like a vehicle with a turbo, you can even have like turbo sounds that you can hear out of the snorkel, which is super fun. So let's find out right now. We're on a fun, curvy road. Let's find out how this one sounds. There's a slight cool noise, but it's not as pronounced as other snorkels I've heard. Honestly, have more of a new sound to them. But hey, I guess the fact that it's quiet means the livability is not changed at all. And frankly, if I didn't know there was a snorkel there, I wouldn't feel like I hear a difference. So I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing, depending on who you are. In the end, I'm very happy about how this turned out. Now, I think that the TRD Snorkel can look a little goofy on Tacomas because it sticks up so tall, but because my truck has a roof rack, I think it actually balances it out pretty nicely. You can tell it's well designed like other high quality snorkels I've installed in the past. Any water that gets into the intake has several different spots to drain out, and it's so much more protected from dust, mud, and water than it was before. Funny thing I was thinking about earlier today is that I'm essentially making my own 3rd gen version of the 4th gen Trail Hunter. I've added a snorkel that I'm not supposed to have. I've added a heritage grill, and that's from the Trail Edition. I've added that, which I'm not supposed to have. And because I've recently paid off my truck just over a month ago, I now have what sort of is like the new $65,000 truck, but I don't have a truck payment. The only thing I have to still figure out is how to install a JBL Bluetooth speaker inside my dash. But I guess that's what Sawzalls are for. I've got several videos planned as we lead up to the Oregon BDR adventure, so subscribe so you don't miss those. I also have tons of other install videos for parts that you see on my truck, including the front off-road front bumper, rock sliders, skid plates, the roof rack, bed rack, soft topper, and I also have a list of videos about how to do all your own maintenance on your Tacoma. All linked in the description for you right now. So until next time, everyone, God bless all of you, and don't forget to do it yourself.